welcome to Hot Takes with Chedda Chaz. There's no hand holding. We different facts, not emotion. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. Shout out to Miller Lite, DraftKings, and Topo Chico. You got to support them because they support us. The NBA Finals are over. Boston Celtics got on one, man. Shout out to Jayson Tatum. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, the guard, Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White. Shout out to all them brothers, man. All them brothers. And just congratulations, Joe Mazzulla, youngest head coach to win a ring since, if I'm not mistaken, was it Bill Walton? So, yeah, shout out to him, man. Jayson Tatum, broke Kobe Bryant's scoring record. I believe most points scored before a player turns 27 years old. So, congratulations to him. It was an emotional victory for him. Everybody's family was there. Shout out to Al Horford, man. Been trying for nearly 2 decades now, and he got it done, man. So, shout out to all them brothers. The point of this show tonight is I need David Griffin. I know David Griffin watches the show. I need David Griffin to understand that, okay, Boston were in a situation to where they needed to make a decision on whether to break apart the duo of Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown or keep that duo together and, just roll the dice. You have to pay Jaylen Brown soon. You got to pay Jayson Tatum soon. And up until that point, they had some playoff success. They reached the Eastern Conference Finals and things like that. But they hadn't gotten over the proverbial hump. They haven't gotten the ring. They haven't gotten the jewelry. The standards of success are different in Boston. And Boston is about banners. It's not about playoff appearances, play-in appearances, having a record of playing, scoring. It's not about that. It's about banners. Kept that duo together. But the important thing to know is that they traded nearly everyone else. Traded Al Horford, or I believe Al Horford left in free agency to Philly, right? Marcus Smart. Traded for Drew Holiday. Traded Kyrie. Traded Isaiah Thomas. Traded for Gordon Hayward. Traded Gordon Hayward. Traded I said Marcus Smart already. Traded for Derek White. Traded for Drew Holiday. They were traded Robert Williams. They were never afraid to make big moves. They knew, we got this duo. Both of them are, they're 1A, 1B. They're not, the talent levels are about there. As far as they're, on par with one another. We believe Jayson Tatum has a higher ceiling, but Jaylen Brown is far behind. Traded those guys. Traded everything around those guys, and they maximized those two. They went out, got Kristaps Porzingis. Went out, got Drew Holiday. Went out, got Derek White. You know what I'm saying? Who else they went out and got? I think Hauser then went out, got Xavier Tillman. Just went out and supplemented those two guys and maximized them. Now, I need David Griffin to understand the Pelicans situation is nothing like that. Zion ain't no fucking Jayson Tatum. And Brandon Ingram damn sure ain't no Jaylen Brown. It's two totally different situations. That team was consistently failing in the playoffs, failing in the second round, failing in the Eastern Conference Finals, failing in the finals. The Pelicans are a perennial play-in team. They struggled to get into the play-in nearly every season, and they failed in the first round twice. Totally different, right? Paying Jaylen Brown a bunch of money because, he's a guy who's been in the playoffs consistently. 2-time All-NBA at this point? No, I think 1 time. He should have been All-NBA this season. But All-NBA, 3-time All-Star, play-up perennial second round Eastern Conference Finals guy. You know what I'm saying? Totally different from paying Brandon Ingram. Night and fucking day. Jayson Tatum, same thing. Night and day from a Zion Williamson. There's a standard of excellence. Never been in camp out of shape. You know what I'm saying? No reports of him being unprofessional. Nothing like that has happened with Jayson Tatum. These guys are two professional guys. I think Jaylen Brown is the vice president of the Players Association, something like that. Two quality professionals, all the talent in the world. Duo that even, they don't totally complement one another, but they've learned to play with one another. And they learned years ago. To play with one another, play off of one another, also pause. And just the proof is in the pudding. Two all-stars. Like they're all-stars. One guy doesn't have to be bad for the other guy to succeed. One guy doesn't have to go missing for the other guy to succeed. They're night and day scenarios. And my hope is that David Griffin doesn't look at what Boston was able to accomplish and say, hey, we were in the same situation a little while ago. That could be us. All we need to do, motherfucker, all you need to do is go out and get a Kristaps Porzingis, get a Drew Holiday, get a Derek White, get an amazing coach, fire him, get another amazing coach, right? Promote a great coach to the front office position in Brad Stevens, own all of your own picks, be afraid to go into the tax. Hope Herb Jones develops offensively into Derek White. Hope Jordan Hawkins develops into Sam Hauser, Pritchard, one of them. Hope you find a center as reliable health-wise as and professional as Al Horford. That's a lot of hope. It's a lot of hope. It's a lot of hope. Hope rhymes with dope. And if you think the Pelicans are anything like fucking Boston Celtics, you're on the ladder and you on it heavy. You ain't taking nose freezes. Nah, you hitting the vein. You hitting the vein, David Griffin. You hitting the vein. If you think the Pelicans can replicate what Boston was able to do by keeping their duo together, night and day. Let me see. It's 11:52 my time. In 8 minutes, I'm expecting them to announce Brandon Ingram's max extension. That's what I'm expecting to happen in 8 minutes. That's just how shit goes with the Pelicans. That's just how shit goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, just pull the fucking cord, bro. You don't have to win a championship next year. It would be nice, but you don't have to win the championship next year. There's several ways to do this. The thing I like the most about what Denver was able to do and what Boston was able to do is that they've won. Even with the Warriors, they all won it in different ways. You know what I'm saying? You had your homegrown talent. You had the guys that you drafted, but they knew to surround them with players with, second round experience. This professional players with defined roles, so you don't have to train and coach up once they get to the team. Like you can't keep bringing in a fucking bunch of guys that you got to teach them how to shoot. You got to teach them all types of basketball IQ. You got to teach them how to be professional. You can't keep bringing in players like that. Denver brought in professionals. Boston brought in professionals. The Warriors, all they breed is professionals. It's all they breed is professionals in that building. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about Draymond's antics or Jordan Poole's antics at the time. They got a ring. They got a ring because they were a cohesive unit. Professionals. You know what I'm saying? Professionals. Our professionals are, CJ, Larry Nance, Herb. You know what I'm saying? But the talent just isn't there for all those guys. Professional qualities. The talent isn't quite there to make up for the lack of production. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be professional, you could be excellent, you could be a team ambassador, but if you can't show up consistently during the regular season and in the playoffs, especially, all the professionalism in the world doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You need to be on the bench clapping and cheering guys on like Iguodala in the latter stages of his career. That's what he was, able to do once his talent, athleticism started to dwindle. So, man, it just, to me, everything I'm seeing in the playoffs, it's like reinforcement that this needs to end. This experiment needs to end. It's over. You gave it a good 5 years. You know what I'm saying? But Brandon Ingram is not Jaylen Brown. He isn't. He isn't Jayson Tatum. He isn't. Zion isn't Jayson Tatum. He's not. Do I think he's similarly talented? Yeah. I think he's similarly skilled? No. Talented, like for gifted? Yes. Skilled? No. So this is where you are. You can't worry about where everyone else is. You have to start from where you are. You have to craft out your own journey, your own path. You got to make a move, man. You got to do it. Even if you're selling from your perspective, even if you're selling for pennies on the dollar with Brandon Ingram, you're creating a pathway for your next move. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's going to become available next season. I was speaking to Ross after the show yesterday, and we were talking about guards. And I was like, man, that guard, that premier backcourt player may not be available this season. So what you can do is position yourself, go get them next season, to go get them at the deadline potentially. Maybe all you can get is a center, or a solid center, cheap center of the future, more depth for the second unit, maybe a lotto scratch off ticket in a guy like Jaden Ivey. That may be what you're able to get right now, and you can put pieces in motion. That way, when that premier guard, premier center, whoever, wing or whatever becomes available, you can pounce because you have cap space, you have draft picks, you have a coach in place, you have things set up for that new process to succeed. And man, I'm just hoping that they didn't watch these finals and trick themselves into thinking, hey, that could be us. It's like, motherfucker, it would take a lot. It would take a lot. Y'all gotta make some moves. Y'all gotta trim some fat. It would take a lot, bro. It would take a lot, dog. And I'm happy for Boston. Well, I ain't happy for Boston. I'm happy for Jaylen Brown and Tatum, and I'm happy for the roster. Because Boston is like, they need to call that. I don't know how the Celtics didn't end up being named the Klansmen. I don't know how that's like low-hanging fruit. I don't know how that didn't happen. I hope Boston PD got all type of bear mace and all type of nightsticks. I hope they got them ready, because they're gonna be riding. They're gonna be riding out there. They're gonna be jumping on cars, setting shit on fire. Boston is insane. That basketball market is insane. So we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, free agency starts in about 4 minutes. You'll probably see some things get announced early. I saw DeJounte Murray hanging out with Kawhi Leonard. Well, that's interesting. I don't really know how that helps the Clippers, but that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? To see what happens. Maybe he's an upgrade from maybe a Westbrook or something like that. Maybe they try to figure something out with that. I got all the money in the world. Yo, shout out to Baltimore also, man. I got a condo out there, and I had Baltimore fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. I had Baltimore fucked up. There's some real cool spots in Baltimore. My spot is in Fells Point, right? And they had like some little Saturday festival type thing. Like for me, anytime I'm in Baltimore, I'm like, oh shit, let me go get the Mag 11. Let me go get the Mag 11. Here we go. But I didn't even have to use my AK. I had the Mag 11 on. Don't get fucked up. But it was nice. Baltimore's real nice. I'm gonna show y'all some pictures and shit. And yeah, man, just enjoy y'all Juneteenth. I'm not even gonna say nothing, never mind. But enjoy y'all Juneteenth. And let's just keep our fingers crossed that a move is made, and it's the right move, man. It's the right move. Congratulations to the Celtics. I'm out. Peace.